back, we're going to be talking to our own Sean Lefebvre with his Geared for Wellness Corner. He's going to be talking about healthcare. You know what? And you're going to want to be listening. He's always got good stuff for us. We'll be right back after these brief messages. Do you suffer from autoimmune disorders, thyroid conditions, or weight loss problems? Geared for Wellness can help. Sean Lefebvre and his Geared for Wellness program employs a synergistic team including experts in the fields of chiropractic, diet, nutrition, and neurotoxicity. Together, their experienced team is trained in utilizing cutting-edge and up-to-date nutrition and cellular detoxification programs designed to treat autoimmune disorders, thyroid conditions, Graves' disease, weight loss resistance, fibromyalgia, and much more. Contact them today to schedule your 100% guaranteed consultation. If you don't agree that they can help you, you don't pay. Call them now at 442-400-4373 or go to their webpage at www.gearedforwellness.com. Again, that number is 442-400-4373. You'll be glad you did. Setup My Cell is a smartphone and tablet setup and training service that sends a tech to your location. That's right. Setup My Cell will send a live tech to your home or office for smartphone and tablet tech support and training. Their techs can fix email glitches, sync iPhones with Android, PC, and Mac, and so much more. Contact them toll-free at 888-628-1119. For individuals, learn about everything our techs can do to help you make friends with your smart device. It is our opinion that a basic setup should be installed onto every device. Learn how we guide you through the session to choose the best apps and configurations with training. And for businesses, loading apps, configurations, security settings, training, we are able to help with all aspects of your investment. Please visit our webpage at setupmycell.com and don't forget to call us at 888-628-1119. Are you looking for real conservative talk from real conservatives? You need to listen to my good friend John Matthews on his radio show, The Conservative Syndicate. For over 50 years, the progressive movement has worked to redefine our Constitution by erecting an imaginary wall of separation between church and state through legislation and adjudication that encourages government dependence and the licensing of immorality that removes personal responsibility. The Conservative Syndicate seeks to tear down this wall through education, information, and engagement with those who seek uncompromising truth regarding the religion of politics and the politics of religion. It is time to reclaim our standing as one nation under God, hosted by John Matthews, citizen by birth, Christian by grace, patriot by choice, and conservative by all that is reasonable. John's radio show is globally syndicated daily. Go to his website at www.theconservativesyndicate.net for broadcast information. And now let's get back to our show where we talk about politics, money, and you. And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. We're at 4:33 p.m. Pacific time. It's currently 81 degrees here in the heart of the Inland Empire. That's down from 88 degrees on its way to 53 in sunny Southern California. But you know what? You talk about sunny, that's what this man is that's holding in the wings. He's always sunny. He's always got a smile, always got a great attitude, and he's always got lots of great information. So let's bring him in here the right way. And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from his personal meditation lounge in Orange County, California, a professional dedicated to conquering many chronic conditions from autism to weight loss and everything in between. The nationally recognized wellness coach, consultant, and lecturer, Sean Lefebvre, and his Geared for Wellness Corner. Welcome aboard. Good to have you here. Let's see if we can't get through your segment this time and have everybody, especially your mother, be able to hear you.
That's a very good thing. hopefully we're doing that today.
Yeah,
I'm sure people love listening to you, but it can't be fun to listen to you have half of a conversation.
No, that's for, you talk about a challenge. When you do it that way, that's got to be a challenge.
Yep. Well, we're both here, so that's a good thing.
So
you're going to ask me, what are we talking about? I was going to ask you, what are we talking about? I was going to ask you what you wanted to talk about, but I'm kind of going to go with the diet thing. But
so here's the deal: there's legislation out now that is going to force people to have our parents to make their kids vaccinated.
Yeah, I've been reading all about that, and obviously, it's obviously, as a person who doesn't vaccinate, I'm obviously strongly opposed against that, and honestly, I would think even just as a person who is okay with vaccinating, that almost seems totalitarian. To go, okay, we're going to force you, and I understand the philosophy behind it. Is that it's for the greater good. We're protecting everybody. It would be like, taking that away would be like not having a police force, and then all of a sudden now we've got chaos and on. And I really don't think that's the case. Matter of fact, I just posted an article on Facebook for Kim Barnowin, our skinny bitch that has been on the radio show. I'm going to have her back. She's so fun. But we got to. She's the author of Skinny Bitch. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, she actually wrote a book called Skinny Bitch, and she's had several follow-ups to that book, and she sold over 2 million copies just with the first book alone. But I posted an article. Kim was she kind of got on Facebook and said, hey, Facebook, what are your thoughts, ideas on this? And I posted something on my wall and kind of tagged her in it so that it wouldn't really create a storm on her own wall, but. It was talking about the cases of measles here in Orange County. Now, of course, they talk about the outbreak that started at Disneyland, the happiest place on earth, and the big bell ring that you've heard loud over and over again is that the unvaccinated caused this. All these unvaccinated people were the reason why this spread so bad, and if it wasn't for the unvaccinated people, this never would have happened. Well. The CDC finally came out with the numbers, and of course they really don't know specific numbers, but best case scenario, and then I say best case, I mean best case as in best case for the vaccination companies and all those who are pushing to have vaccines is best case scenario, 50% of the people who contracted measles were vaccinated for it. Worst case scenario, and I say worst case scenario again for the drug manufacturers, is that as much as 86% of those who contracted it were vaccinated for the measles. And so what they did is they kind of crunched some numbers and they used a lot of probabilities and all these different quotients, and it's really it's math that's way above me, but it has to do with something with duplicating, like I get exposed and how many people do I expose, and they said, well, if one person exposes, and they used a couple of factors like 2-point-something people, or as opposed to 4-point-something, as opposed to 5.8, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but they said if they use the high end numbers that so many people expose so many other people, that about 78% of the people, 76% of the people who contracted this were vaccinated, but the average that they're looking at is about right at 86%, not 76. 86% was the high number, but the average came out to right at about 75%. Is what they're thinking is a good average number. So
let me ask you this, because I want to take you. I'm going to take you in a little bit of a different direction. So everybody that listens to your segment by this time knows that you're in opposition to vaccinations. But how do you feel about flu shots? And I've got a reason for asking you about it. But how do you feel about flu shots? That's not considered a vaccination, is it?
Well, it is, yeah, it still is. And, the thing with the flu shot is it's really kind of a, not to use a pun here, but it's really a shot in the dark in a lot of ways. They do, they do their best guess, and they really do try to go, okay, going off of statistically what's been going on over the last, however long we've been collecting data, what strands are we going to probably be looking for? And, of course, last year, or actually this last flu season, they completely botched it. I mean, the CDC even came out and said, you know what, we really screwed up, and this is the most ineffective vaccine we've ever created for the flu, and we really missed the mark, and it's not doing any good, but we still think you should go out and get it anyway, which was the part I love. Well, it's not really going to work. I mean, maybe it'll be 15% effective, but we think you should go get the shot anyway, just so we can save face and not look like total morons. And
that comes down to the same old economics saying that they've always had. I go out and I get a free flu shot every year, and I was telling them, I said, you know what, this thing doesn't work. I want my money back. And they said, "What are you talking about? We're not charging you for this flu shot." And I says, "Oh, so what you're saying is I'm going to get what I'm paying for."
Yeah, exactly. And that's, and I don't understand. That's the thing that kills me is, we're giving this stuff out for free. Somebody's got to be paying for it. I'm assuming it's got to be tax dollars. But so I am paying for other people to get that.
If you want to increase your client, I'm sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. The one I wanted, the one I wanted to hit was this one. So
that one's not near the.
Not near as
That's the one that says, Sean, wrap it up. So, the vaccine for the flu, I'm totally against that one because, are there segments of society that are at risk? Very young, very, very old, and those who are immune compromised? Absolutely. Well, those are the ones who suffer the most from the vaccine anyway. So let's go to our break, and I'll finish up on that topic as well. But I'm Sean.
Go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right. I'm Sean. You can find me at gearforwellness.com.
Okay, and you know what? When we talk about that flu, Sean, I want you to give this some thought as we're at the commercial break. All of a sudden, all over the news, dogs are getting the flu, chickens are getting the flu. I'm not hearing a lot about people getting the flu, but something else that we're going to talk about in the next segment. If we're all familiar with Dr. Oz, well, he went to Columbia Medical School, and he's on their faculty. They want him removed. I'll tell you all about it with Sean when we get back from these commercial messages, so don't go away. If you want to increase your client base and sales, then consider this, the Relationship Building Network at RBN. Given the current economic conditions and challenges, we all need to work smarter, make smarter decisions, invest our hard-earned dollars where it'll yield the best return for our investment. Many business professionals claim that the most effective networking group in Orange County is RBN. No other networking group or organization can offer what RBN offers. Make every year your best year. Join RBN and start reaping the benefits today. Nearly 3,000 businesses have joined RBN and experienced those benefits. Why join RBN? It's one group. It's one membership. It's no renewals. It's all through Orange County. RBN is a freestyle networking group. No mandatory attendance, no restrictions, no rules, and no penalties. Call them at 949-830-5776 or go to their website at rbninfo.com. That's 949-830-5776. If you've ever dreamed of having your own business to make your life secure, Water's Edge Wineries might be just the ticket. In 2004, their founder, Ken Leinberger, created the first winery franchise in California. It was a new concept with all of the functionality of a traditional winery, but without the vineyards. They purchased high-quality grape must from one of the largest winemaking companies in the world. Then they craft each wine carefully and bottle it right at their location. The winery was built to satisfy consumer demand for wine by the bottle and by the glass, but still kept the element of allowing customers to bottle their own custom vintage. Now, they're opening urban wineries across the United States under the brand Water's Edge Wineries. If you've ever dreamed of owning your own winery, it may be in reach right now through Water's Edge Wineries. Just give them a call at 909-468-9463, extension 700. That's Water's Edge Wineries, 909-468-9463. Have you ever found yourself caught between a rock and a hard place? The law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett might be just the answer for you. The attorneys of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett have been serving the Inland Empire since 1989. They're dedicated to the aggressive litigation of civil, criminal, and real estate matters. Over the years, they have recovered tens of millions of dollars for their clients. The firm's practice specializes in litigation of personal injury, accident, slip and fall, real estate, and criminal law cases. The firm provides clients with the care, accuracy, and dedication of experienced attorneys. Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett is located at 10300 4th Street, Suite 150 in Rancho Cucamonga, California. They've been providing the Inland Empire residents with outstanding legal services for over 25 years. They look forward to providing you with aggressive legal representation. Call them at 909-945-5000, where you can talk to a person, not a machine. That's 909-945-5000, the law offices of Blomberg, Benson, and Garrett. And now let's get back to our show where we talk about politics, money, and you. And I am Robert Cardoza. You're listening to Robert Cardoza live on the street at the intersection of business and politics. We're talking to our own Sean LaFay with his Geared for a Wellness group. Sean, when we left, I had made a comment and I don't even know how relative it is, because I know that the flu shots this year were not effective. I don't know why they call them flu shots instead of